so now we just have to complete this, the unadjusted trial balance. So this is when you would always complete the trial balance normally at the end of your accounting period. But because how we've been doing our work as we've gone through the scenarios, we've been making a lot of mistakes along the way. So this is just another checkpoint just to make sure that our total debits match our credits and that we are correctly doing the accounting correctly, right? But every other trial balance that we do at the end of the week, that's just another preventative measure so that instead of waiting till the very end of the month to do the trial balance and finding all of our errors and have to go through every single transaction, at least by this way, we can safely say that between the last 2 days of transaction, if we do not match our debits and credits, then we have another problem. But in this case, that's why now this is the official trial balance that you're supposed to complete before initiating the closing process and doing all of your adjustments. So in this case, what I want you to do is to use main accounts to go ahead and do our trial balance. Now, again, the main accounts, right? They are the general account and there's sub-accounts under it, right? For example, the bank account is our main account, and what's underneath the bank account is going to be our checking account, our petty cash, and the cash that's in the register, right? So in this case, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and do a trial balance using the main accounts because this is what's going to help us be able to do our financial statements, and it's going to look a lot more cleaner because all the accounts are going to be more concise and straight to the point, okay? Instead of having to list out every single account, right? It's all summed up into the main account, and that's what's going to make us be able to do the financial statements a lot quicker, and it's going to appear a lot cleaner, and it's much better to see 20 accounts versus 100 accounts, okay? So in this case, this is how this works, okay? So in this case, if you take a look at the unadjusted trial balance, notice this, okay? The unadjusted trial balance, there's 4 columns instead of 2. Now, how I want you to do this, because we already have it formatted like this where we listed out every single account, instead of having to actually physically have to pick out all of our accounts and calculate them in grand total and create our trial balance that way, what I want you to do is I want you to create those extra columns in between so then we can highlight which ones are our main accounts. And when we highlight those ones, right, we can go ahead and continue using our trial balance with the sub accounts, right, and just equal sum them or just add those accounts that are underneath those main accounts up together in the other separate column. So then instead of having to do more work, we do a little less work, okay? So how am I going to do that? Well, first off, let's format my unadjusted trial balance. So right now, I'm supposed to have 4 columns and so on and so forth, right? 4 columns, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to delete this column here, or this worksheet here, and we're going to create another copy of this exact one, right? Okay. So I have to right-click my trial balance number 4, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Move or Make a Copy. So again, I want this to be right in between my adjusted trial balance and trial balance number 4. And the most important thing is you want to click on Create a Copy, and I click OK. So now I have the copy of my trial balance number 4. Okay, and we're going to continue on using this one. So I'm going to go ahead and double click down below to rename it. So I have it so with the unadjusted TB. Okay. So there you go. I have it there, and I do need to make a few adjustments because this is not a trial balance. This is the unadjusted trial balance, and it is for the end of the month of June. Okay, so there you go. I've already saved my changes to this, so I have the unadjusted trial balance, and I need to insert 2 columns in here. So I'm going to click on B, right, and that's going to click this whole entire column, and I'm going to right click, and every time you insert a column, it's going to be to the left of the column. So in this case, that's what happened. It created the column to the left of it, so I do need, and I can always adjust these columns here by clicking up at the top with that little cross section here to be able to do that. So I'm going to click on D, and I'm going to insert it because I want the column to be in between on the left side. Okay? And I'm going to make sure that the way that my spreadsheet looks, so that's a little too much. So I'm going to go ahead and increase it just a bit so I can fill in all of this. So, okay, so we're going to adjust my account names column and adjust my debit column and my credit column. Now, what I like to normally do is I am going to change the font of my section so I am able to make sure I can tell the difference between my main accounts versus my sub accounts. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to go ahead and increase this one more time so I can so I can see everything. Okay, so we got the debits and the credit column here. And then now what I'm going to do is every single time I insert a, column, right, it's going to, or every time I insert a row, it's going to be inserted above the column there, above the account. So in this case, right, all I will be needing is the ledger, and that is it. Okay, so the journal is only if I have my accounts and they turn out to not equal each other, so my debits and my credits do not match. So if that's the case, then I will have to go back to my journal. But for this, you only need your ledger and your trial balance. So in this case, here you go. I have everything formatted. So I'm going to start with my assets. So in this case, I first have my main account. For the first thing I have here is my bank account. And that's going to, underneath, is going to have my checking account, my petty cash, and my cash and register. So those are the 3 things, those are the 3 components that make up my bank account. Okay, my bank main account. So in this case, right, I am going to insert right here, and I'm going to choose another color to make a reference point so I can tell the difference between my my main accounts versus my sub account. So I'm going to choose this nice dark blue color here, and this is going to be my bank. And I'm going to also even have it in capital letters because that's how I organize my chart of accounts. Is the capital letters are going to represent my main accounts, and everything under it is going to be my sub or contra account. Okay? Now in this case, let's go ahead and I have to format it. Okay, so in this case, my bank account will be in blue. So that means this column right here is going to represent all of the main accounts. Okay? And so that's what I want. I want the left columns to be my main accounts, and then my right columns are going to be all my sub accounts that make up my main account. Okay? So what do I mean by that? So in this case, right, let me just format that so that means they're all blue. So in this case, my bank account, right? I know for a fact that my bank account is going to consist of my checking account. So I'm going to select my main account for the account balance here for the checking the petty cash, and it's going to include my cash in register, right? Because that's what makes up my main account, right? And I'm going to go ahead and press enter. So that means right now I currently have $7,087 and 28 cents in my bank account, but that's before I adjusted the rest of my accounts. So what do I have to do to adjust that? In this case, right, let's take a look. What is my current checking account right now? Right now, my current checking account is at $12,000. So I can go ahead and go into my sub account now, because my formula that I created on the left column is including all three of those accounts together, right? All I need to do is now modify or make changes to my sub account in order to reflect what it is now for my main account. Okay, so that's why this is going to be, instead of having to do it manually, right, by adding them all up together, so to save some time, right? And you can go ahead and do it like this. And the great thing about Excel is you can hide the cells. So if I don't want my sub accounts to show up, I can go ahead and hide all of those columns, right? So I only show my main accounts. But in this case, again, that's more work, and that's just a preference. If you prefer to only display certain accounts, then that's something that you're gonna have to manually hide all the accounts one at a time, okay? But in this case, right, I have $12,315.14 in my checking account right now. So if I go ahead and enter that, it's gonna automatically calculate for me what my checking account is, okay? So therefore, because I entered in my checking account balance, now it has modified my bank account to represent that now I have $13,125.54, okay? And I'm going to do that for every single main account with my sub account. I'm going to update my sub accounts, and I'm going to create formulas for my main accounts so I can go ahead and create my trial balance using main accounts instead of sub accounts, okay? Or using all the accounts. And this is going to be very helpful for, once again, to complete our financial statements. So that's the first account there. My next account is my petty cash, which is, again, still at $500. My cash in register is set still at $310, so I am done with my first main account, which is my bank account. All right, next one I have is going to be my accounts receivable. Now, what do I do with these accounts that already are main accounts? What I'm going to do is I am going to change the color, because once again, we are looking at figuring out what our main accounts are. So if my accounts receivable already is a main account, I'm just going to change the color so I know this is my main account here. Okay? And what I'm going to do is that means whatever is in my right column is going to equal, right, my left column. So whatever changes I have in my account receivable, it's going to reflect the same thing, because I already listed out my main account. And if you remember, right, I told you whatever you see in your chart of accounts, copy it over so you can tell the difference between using your main accounts and using your sub accounts. Okay, so in this case, my accounts receivable is a main account, and I put the formula to equal the cell that's in here. So if any changes that I made in my sub account, or in this case, this is my main account, right? Anything that I put on the right column is going to equal on my right column, my left column. So in this case right here, this 2004 isn't true, because right now my accounts receivable account is currently at $1531.95. Okay. And that's going to automatically change the column on the left here, because that is what I told the Excel to do. I told it to copy the information that's on the right side, because I'm changing all my black values, all right? And that's going to copy over into the blue column. So that is there, okay? We will be, this is an adjustment entry or a contra account, so we don't have anything there yet, okay? So that's that one there. So the next one is going to be business supplies. My business supplies is going to contain my medium coffee cups, my large coffee cups, my sugar, and my creamer. So in this case, I do need to insert a row above my medium cups, and I'm going to put in business supplies. Okay, that means this is going to consist my formula, which is going to have my medium, large, sugar, and creamer accounts all into that. And that's what it's going to equal to. Now I need to update each and every single account on the black side, right, on the right column. So in this case, how much do I have currently in my medium cups account? Right now, I actually have $378.87 in there, okay? And watch this, because I already put the formula in there, it's automatically recalculating my values in this column right here, okay? So the next one for my large coffee cups, right, I don't have 405. I actually now have $568.33, okay? All right, what about my sugar? I still have $64.80, so that hasn't changed. And my creamer is still at $538.89. Okay. All right. So then next column, next main account I have here is my office supplies account. So in this case, it is going to automatically be a main account. So that I'm just going to change the colors there. And that means whatever is in this column is going to equal everything in there. So, okay. Okay, so this is going to equal this, which is right now, it is still currently at 150. Okay. Next one I have is inventory. Inventory is going to contain my regular coffee and my supreme coffee. So in this case, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to insert another row here and name this inventory. Okay, and inventory is going to equal my supreme and my regular coffee. Okay, so right now my regular coffee account is currently at a balance of $20.78. So I need to modify this, $20.78. Okay, and my supreme coffee is at $133.70. Okay, so $133.70. And there it is. So now I have a grand total of inventory to equal a total of $154.48. So again, this column here is just going to either sum up a bunch of accounts or it's going to be equal to it if it's already a main account. Okay? So let's see what's next. Okay, so here you go. I now need to add in my furniture account because my furniture is going to consist of my tables, my counter, my desk, and my display shelves. So in this case, I actually have to go ahead and insert another row above my tables here and insert that this is my furniture account. Okay, if you already had it from previous and you added it in there, that's okay too. You can unhide that if you hid it from the previous one. But in this case, there you go, furniture. Okay, it is a main account, so I got to change the color here, and it's going to equal the grand total of my tables, my desk, or my counter, my desk, and my display shelf. So all four of those items are going to be my furniture. So right now it is at $9,033.75. So again, also to make sure that these numbers are the same, you're going to go through every single one. So my tables and chairs are still $66,0508. Okay. My counter is still at $1193.22. My desk set is still $658.37, and my display shelves are still $577.08. So in this case, my grand total furniture is at $9,033.75. Okay. Next one, again, the accumulated depreciation, we're going to do that in our adjustments. So those are contra accounts, okay? So we will include those into our trial balance for the adjusted trial balance. Okay, so there's no values in there yet, so we don't need to add anything in there yet. Next main account is going to be my office equipment, which is going to be my computer, printer, and cash register. So that means I need to write about my computer and name this office equipment, okay? And I'm going to change the color of this one because it's a main account. And this main account is going to be equal to my computer, printer, and cash register. Okay, so right now it's $2,863.20. So let's double verify that all of our values here for each account is still the same. So my computer is still $1,834.84. My printer is still $378.87, and my cash register is $649.49. So those values did not change. So your grand total office equipment is currently at $2,863.20. Okay. Right, the next main account is going to be my equipment. Okay, so insert right above coffee brewers. Right, and this is going to be your equipment. Okay, so let's see, what's my equipment going to have? Okay, it's going to be equal to the grand total of your brewers, your grinder, and your refrigerator. Okay. So right now that's $12,146.20. So let's go ahead and verify all of those values are the same. So my coffee brewers are at $4,505.29. Let's stay the same. My coffee grinder is $41.45.57. Okay. And my refrigerator is $3,495.34. So again, my total equipment is $12,146.20. Okay. All right, next main account is going to be my vehicles. So my vehicles, right, the only vehicle I have on in my assets is going to be my truck. So in this case, I'm just going to put in vehicles. Okay, and this is going to, once again, this is the main account, so I have to change the color. And this account is going to be equal to my truck at $32,208.90. In this case, that's exactly what my truck is. It's still at $32,209.90, right? Okay. All right. Next main account is my prepaid accounts. Okay, so my prepaid accounts is still at $6654.17. Okay, right, still at $6654.17. So I'm going to go ahead and change this column to my blue color. Okay, for 6654.17. Okay, my deposits is still at $1,700, and my goodwill is still at $2,100, and those are main accounts. Okay, and I have nothing in my miscellaneous suspense. Okay, so in this case, miscellaneous suspense, I can actually hide in this case. And these are all main accounts, and they're all the same. So right now, right, my deposit's still at $1,700, and my goodwill is still at $2,100, And I can actually hide this account. So again, if you have the need to, if you just want to only display only your main accounts, you can go ahead and click on that row number, okay? Right click it and you can go ahead and hide this column. So there you go. My miscellaneous expense is now hidden from my trial balance because it has no value. It's 0, okay? So that wouldn't affect my account balances whatsoever, right? So now we are finally done with my assets. Next column is going to be my liabilities. So first account on my liabilities is going to be my accounts payable. So right away, that's already a main account. Now, again, since I already made the association that my main account is going to be in my capital letters, I have my main account of accounts payable, my main account for Visa payable, and my main account for notes payable. So I can go ahead and automatically reference those as my main accounts. Okay, so in this case, my accounts payable is going to, it's not going to be on the debit side, right? We're going to be on our credit side here, that my accounts payable is for this amount right here. Okay, so let's see. Let me see if I can. Okay, so here is my liabilities. Right now, my accounts payable is currently at $6,731.09. Okay. Let me move this over so I can. Okay, so right now it is at $6,731.09. Okay. My Visa payable, which once again is a main account, right? So in this case, that means my blue is going to equal my black. And right now, I have a current balance of $2,156.96. Okay, so that means it's going to be equal to that, okay? And my notes payable hasn't changed. It's still at $649.49. So $649.49. Okay. My next main account is going to be my payroll liabilities, which is going to include my federal income tax, Social Security, Medicare, my company FICA, my FUTA, SUTA, and workers' comp. So in this case, I am going to insert this right above my FATW, okay, and name this payroll liabilities, okay, and, right, I want that in capital letters, payroll liabilities, okay, which once again, it's on the credit side, and this is going to be an equal sum of, again, my FITW, Social Security, Medicare, company FICA, FUTA, SUTA, and workers' comp. Okay? So that's going to give me a total of $276.16. Now let's double confirm that my columns here on the black side is the same. Okay, so we have, we don't have salaries and wages expense, no commissions expense, or payable, excuse me. We have FITW at 70.88. Okay, that's correct. We have Social Security at $49.60. We have Medicare at $11.60. Okay. We have my company FICA at $61.20. Okay. We have FUTA at $48, SUTA at $24, and workers' compensation for $10.88. So all of those are still correct. That means grand total of your payroll liabilities is going to be a total of the $276.16. So if you want to double verify that it contains all of those numbers, yes. Okay. All right, so let's see what's next. Utilities payable, right? Nothing there. Okay. You got, let's see, the next one is unearned revenue, right? In this case, my unearned revenue has no value, okay? Because we had an advance payment, then we redeemed that advance payment, so we don't owe, and we have no account balance in my unearned revenue. Okay. Next is sales tax payable, which is already a main account. So right here, change the color here, and that means this column is going to equal that column right here, okay? And right now, my total sales tax that I have collected so far for the month of June is a grand total of $2,046.11. Okay, $2,046.11. Okay. All right, and then no interest payable, but I do have some loans, right? I have my truck loan, okay? So in this case, I'm going to insert this. My main account here is my loans, okay? And again, I don't have any business loans. However, I do have a truck loan that's currently right now at $29,221.90. So right there, that is my total loans is for $29,221.90. Okay. Next account type, which is my equity. So right here, owner's equity still at $30,000, which is a main account as is, right? We talked about this, right? Your equity does not have any categories, right? They just have main accounts and sub-accounts. So in this case, my main account here is my owner's equity, and underneath that we have capital contributions. We got nothing there. And then we have an owner's withdrawal, which is a main account on the debit side, so nothing, but we have $3,000 there, and income summary, which is nothing. So we have only two main accounts here, which is your owner's equity and your owner's withdrawal. So that means owner's equity, right? This column will equal $30,000. And then this column here, because a owner's withdrawal has a debit balance, it's still $30,000, and then the owner's withdrawal is still $3,000. Okay, so no changes there. So those are what they equal to. Okay. So we're done there. Next section here is the main account for this entire section is your sales. Okay, so that's gonna include your sales for regular coffee, Supreme coffee, your ceramic coffee mugs, your medium regular, your large regular, your medium supreme, and your large supreme. So all of this is going to be under the main account for sales. So in this case, sales, okay, which is going to equal, once again, your regular, supreme, mugs, medium, regular, large, regular, medium, supreme, large, supreme. So that is your total sales. So right now, I have a total of $24,844.64. Now let's go ahead and go through every single account and update them. So in this case, my total sales for my regular coffee is currently at $1,394.96. Okay. My Supreme coffee is currently at $1,436.40. And I'm going to unhighlight this because, again, that was the previous error that we had in the previous trial balance. So in this case, we don't have that mistake anymore. Right? It's been corrected. Okay. Your sales for the ceramic coffee mugs, right, is currently at $1763.91. Okay. My medium regular coffees is currently at $5,221.76. Okay. My large regular is currently at $6,503.25. My medium supreme coffee is currently at 665577. 665577. And last but not least, my sales for my large supreme coffee is currently at $7,524.44. Okay. So let's see what's next. Okay, my first contra main account is going to be my sales returns and allowances. Okay, and of course my sales discounts is also a main account. Okay, so in this case, sales returns and allowances, right, is going to be equal to this column. Okay, and it's currently at a debit. Right now, I have a total of $19.96, so that has not changed. Okay. Your sales discount is also a main contra account. Okay, and right now, it is also equal to this. So right now, I have a current account balance for my sales discount to be $1,979. Okay, for my sales discount. Okay. I also have a main account right here for my delivery income. Okay. Okay, so my delivery income, which is, right now, it is currently at $300. Okay. And let's see, no interest income. Okay. My cost of goods sold, so I have to actually create a cost of goods sold because it's broken down to regular and supreme coffee. So I need to insert a row here to represent my total cost of goods sold. Okay, and that's going to be equal to my regular coffee and my supreme coffee. Okay, so right now, my cost of goods sold for my regular coffee is currently at a grand total of $1406.03, and my cost of goods sold for my supreme coffee is currently at $1486.61. Okay, giving me a grand total cost of goods sold to be $2,892.64. Okay. And I haven't done the cost of goods sold for my ceramic coffee mugs, right? Because that's periodic inventory. That's going to be an adjustment entry. And I haven't calculated or did my adjustment for my cost of materials. Okay. So last section here is going to be my total operating expenses. Okay. Starting with the first one, I have advertising expense, which is still currently at $185. Okay, so there you go. Okay, advertising expense. Okay. We have no bank fees. My business expense is still at $1,000. Okay, so main account, my business expense is still at $1,000. Okay. My freight expense, okay, is another main account here. And it is currently at $500, so no changes there. Okay. My insurance expense is still at $195. Okay. And let's see. Labor expense is going to include my subcontractor and my temporary. So I'm going to insert another column, another row here to represent my labor expense. Okay. Once again, which is going to include my subcontractor plus my temporary work labor. Okay. So again, my subcontractor is still at $18.90. Okay. And my labor is still at $360. So total, or my temporary labor. So right now, a grand total $2,250 under my labor expense. Okay. Next account I have here's my license and permit expense, still at $375. Okay. And I still have my loss on disposal of asset for $2,000. Okay. And let's see. No office supplies expense yet. Okay. Next one is payroll expenses. So in this case, that's going to include my salaries, my commissions, and payroll tax expenses. So in this case, I need to insert another row here for my payroll expenses. Okay, which once again is going to be a total of my salaries plus my commissions plus my payroll. Or actually, I could just do equal sum there. Equal sum my salaries, commissions, and payroll. Okay, so right now it says I have $1,504.74. So let's double confirm. My salaries is still $800. My commissions is still $560.06, or sorry, $560.66. And my payroll taxes is still $144.08. Right. Next I have here is my purchase expense. So once again, that is a main account here. So my purchase expense, okay, is a main account. And right now it is currently at a grand total of $1,092.20. So that should be the same. Okay. And then let's see what's next here. My purchased returns and allowance is actually a contra main account. So I'm still going to highlight this because it's a contra main account. But if you really wanted to, you can treat this as your sub account, okay, since it's a contra account. So you can actually have this include with your main account because it does reduce the purchase expense, right? So this formula could include, right, your purchase returns and allowances. So in this case, this is going to equal my main account, which is the $1,092.20. But since it's a main account and we have a contra account in there, right, it's also going to subtract this number here, which we know to be your total here of the $22.24, because that's how much purchase returns that I have here. So that's going to reduce my total amount to $1,069.96 for my total purchase expense. Okay. I also, right here says I also have a purchase discount. So that is also another contra main account. So in this case, this is going to be your purchase discounts, which also affects your main account, right? It's going to decrease your purchase expense by $1.87. So in this case, that means this number is also going to also include that purchase discount. So we have the purchase expense at $1,092.20. We're going to subtract the $24, and 24 cents, and we're also going to subtract the $1.87. So in this case, I actually, since I'm including them into the main account, these don't show up here. Sorry about that. So in this case, I am going to be the calculations is only going to focus on the black accounts, okay? And that's going to equal my main account. So my main account is now looking at $1,068.09. Okay, because we included that $1.87 worth of discounts. Okay. Next main account is going to be your rent expense, right? Rent expense already is currently at $1,500, right? $1,500. And then travel expenses, right? We have a new, okay, so this is another main account here. Okay, which is equal to the black column. Now in this case, this account has decreased or increased by $271.07. So therefore, your total debits and credits, right? Let's go ahead and expand this column here. For all the accounts is going to give you a total of $101,906.31, and you have the equal and opposite credit of that $101,906.31. So now I need to also put in my formula here to also calculate my my main accounts here. So equal sum, right, which is going to include all of these numbers here. Okay. So in this case, I have a grand total of main accounts to be $101,882. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste those that formula over. And once again, I'm going to change these colors back to black because obviously this isn't a main account. These are all the other accounts, which we already tested this account equation. So we know that our debits and our credits equal. Now, do we know if our total main accounts debits and credits equal? That's where we're going to have to test that as well. Now, you can create the other column right here to ensure this by taking your debits and subtracting your credits. And in this case, I also pan out at 0 as well. And I'm going to make this blue just so that we can make a reference point to make sure that these are the main accounts. So in this case, my main accounts give me a total of $101,882.20 on the debit side, as well as the same amount on my credit side. So in this case, I completed my unadjusted trial balance and I matched my debits to my credit. So that means I am done with my unadjusted trial balance. So that means I can move on to my adjustments. Okay? All right. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing back. When we come back, we're going to do the adjustments.